amazing students, Dr. J here. I'm excited to be starting week 2 with you. I know time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? So before you know it, it's going to be week 3, and before you know, it's going to be week 8. And I stress this because these classes go very quickly. I know 8 weeks sounds like time, and 3 years sounds like a long time for your whole program, but it'll go very rapidly. Just make sure you stay active, make sure you stay engaged, and you're going to do very well in your courses, and you're certainly going to learn a lot in the process. Now, if you caught my story in the introductions, I sent out a video, and also in the intros, I have my intro there, and I talked about my story a little bit, my 10-year journey starting at the age of 30 to go from no education to my doctoral degree. And so I can tell you from experience, folks, I've been there. I know what it's like. I've been through all those ups and downs, and I know where most of you are because most of you are pretty close to the beginning of your program. So just hang in there, keep going, but make sure you tune in to this every week. I'm going to give you some tips and insights, not to just be successful in the course with your assignments, of course, as I'll cover an overview on those, but I'll give you some tips and insights to be a successful student throughout your entire program, as I believe in student success. And there's a lot of things that you can do to just create some tweaks in your approach, and you'll be a lot less stressed and have better grades and certainly get more out of the program. And so with that, let me dive in, talk about a couple of things related to the course and specifics that you need to know. I do want to give you one more thing up front before I dive into the assignment. I'm going to talk about some of the things, the expectations, as I go through the assignments, but do keep in mind, if you don't have or are not using Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint or anything from the Microsoft Office suite, do know that as a student you have access to the entire suite for free. You're just simply going to use your email credentials to log in. It's the same thing you use to log into Canvas and everything else. It's that one universal login. You'll get access to the Microsoft Office suite, and that'll help you tremendously to do your assignments. I know some students like to use Google Docs and those types of things, but keep in mind Microsoft has all the tools and resources that you need for all of your submissions. It's free, and it's to your benefit to learn how to use these tools effectively. So again, with that, let me dive into the assignments and we'll move forward. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. Do always make sure that when you come into the course on a regular basis that you're keeping up with the announcements. You'll see the 5 most current announcements right here in the center of the screen, and you can always go to the announcements tab over here, or the announcements link over here in the sidebar, and you can go to the entire announcements archive if you've missed something or need to refer back to something. Again, I can't stress this enough. Keep up with the announcements in this and every course. It'll help you greatly to be successful in the course and program. Now, let me dive into the assignments, and again, I want to talk about a couple of things regarding expectations as we go through some of this stuff, so I'll point out some things as we go. Great way to get through and navigate the course, as I didn't mention this last week, is to go to this page right here. You're going to click on the introduction tab right here, and it's going to bring you to this page right here where you can get an overview of the objectives for the week. And then down from the bottom, you can just click on the next button to take you to the next page where you're going to see the learning activities. On this page, you're going to see the readings that we have this week, chapters 3 and 4 in psychology. Highly recommended. This one is very important, gang, because this is going to start talking about the brain and the spine and the functions of those 2 elements, which, I don't know, call me crazy, but it's probably something you might want to know if you're going to be in nursing, right? Understand the functions of the brain, the various structures within the brain and the spine. And so make sure you're going through that to learn how some of these things work. We are also going to talk about sleep this week and the importance of it, and what can happen if you don't get enough of it. And so some great readings this week, stuff you definitely want to know, stuff you're probably going to talk about in some other courses throughout your program too. So this is a great opportunity to jumpstart on it. And some of the aspects, although you might have some of these things in a physiology course or an anatomy course, you probably won't talk about the emotional functions or the sleep, and that's what we do specifically in this course. So again, make sure you're covering these readings. In the discussions this week, we're going to talk about the importance of sleep. Very important. I've had students already telling me they only get 3 or 4 hours a night on a regular basis. I myself have been little sleep deprived for the last week or so. I've had a lot going on, but nonetheless, we should be getting 7-8 hours on a regular basis. So let us know how much sleep you're getting, but do make sure you answer this question. Very, very important. Always answer the question. Do make sure you read thoroughly all through this stuff. Now, the general instructions doesn't really change too often. Now, I will put a little asterisk by this because certainly in the master's program that might be different, and also in some of the 300 and 400 level classes in some of the different programs it could also be different as well. And I personally work with students in 300 and 400 level classes, sometimes in psychology programs where they do much longer discussion posts, so be mindful of that. You want to make sure that your main post is always on the board by Wednesday, and your replies can be up there anytime by Sunday with the rest of your submissions. And do yourself a favor, always do your main post and one reply at the same time. You'll get about 80% of the workload done from that discussion board, and then you just have one more reply post. Log into the board on Thursday, do that second reply, and you're completely done for the week. Heed my advice. I have seen over the years probably hundreds of students who put their main post up there on Wednesday and then forget to come back and do their replies. And so I've seen this countless times. I probably see a couple of students every single term. They do it once or twice. They forget to do these. And I stress this because it's about 40% of your grade if you miss those 2 submissions on this one post. So it's a pretty significant hit in points. Do one reply when you do your main post. Now, if you forgot to do the second reply, you're still going to get about a 70% of the points. And so you got to think about these things, folks, as you move forward. You want to make sure you're doing some nice little economy here, break things down, keep things simple. Get that first one in, get the second one done the next day. It's a 10-minute task, and then move on. You'll be happy you did. One other thing I want to point out is, and I'm not picking on these students, and by the way, these folks, Nadia and Haley did a fantastic job jumping out there, posting early. Don't do it again. Okay, so what I want you to do next time, Nadia, next time, Haley, write this in Microsoft Word on Sunday and hold it, and then Monday morning post it. Now the reason for this, and it's gonna sound silly, is I'm always pushing you to submit early. Assignments don't matter. You can always submit those early, assuming the course allows you to do that. But discussion posts, you can only post during the week assigned. Don't post early because it's tied to things like participation and attendance. So we need to show activity during that week, or we need to show activity early in the week, or whatever the case might be. So just make sure you do that. It could actually result in a point deduction in some classes. So be mindful of that moving forward, folks, because it certainly is a bummer to post early and then get a point deduction, right? So the quiz this week, make sure you cover chapter 4, give it a good read, go through this information. Again, stuff regarding the nervous system and hormonal system, the endocrine system, I should use that terminology. But so we're going to, again, talk in relation to how some of these systems work related to substance abuse or impact of drugs. You have 2 attempts to do this, but make sure you cover the material because, as you know, or maybe as experienced, that second attempt, you're going to have different questions. Sometimes it's a little more challenging, so it will keep the highest score. So do your best the first time. If you don't do so well, go back and repeat. We're also going to complete a worksheet this week. This is a fun little thing just in terms of consciousness and sleep. Now, I want to point this out to you. It's required that you complete this worksheet on the template assigned. So if you click on this, it'll open up the page. If you click on this, it'll download to your computer. But you can come over here, get this sheet, download it, open it up in Microsoft Word, and complete a little information here, a little short answer, identify a theory as it relates to sleep and dreaming and consciousness. And so We're going to talk about this in particular theory, give the description here, and then you're also going to want to provide the references at the bottom in full APA format. Incidentally, you need some help with the APA stuff, check out the library. It's a great resource. Shoot me an email. I'm happy to help with that as well and point you in the right direction. So again, make sure you give a little brief summary about what that theory is about. Please use your own words. Aim for about 100 words. I'm sure you're going to have a good answer, but this is an opportunity for you to practice your writing skills as well. So we want you to do that. Then you're going to talk about the differences between conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Please define each level of consciousness. Please don't go to the dictionary and say, according to Webster, blah, blah, blah. I want you to read some information and put some things in your own words and then cite where you got this from. I want you to be able to talk about these things pretty easily. And you'll be able to do that if you have a good understanding and put together a nice description of some of these things. So it won't be too much, as it says 200 words in length, so this is probably around 50 to 75 words for each one of these, so not too much, maybe 100 words for each one. So certainly wouldn't be that big of an exercise, but take your time, put a nice effort in there. If you get some stuck, if you have some questions, if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm pretty active, pretty engaged, pretty available if you do need assistance. I will be working on grading for the next couple of days. I should be done by Wednesday. I tend to over-deliver, under-promise, so I will probably be done sooner than Wednesday night, but definitely by Wednesday night it will be complete, and I'll send out an update when I do. So if you have any questions, again, reach out. Have a great week,